Today on FTRTV, we're gonna unbox this awesome order from Lam Doan at Fisher Friends, and while I'm at it, I'm gonna show you how to acclimatize your orders as well. Stick around. G'day everyone, my name is David Mine. Welcome back to First Time Reefer TV, and today we are unboxing this awesome order that I've got together from Lam Doan at Fisher Friends. Now, for anyone that has spoken to Lam, you know he's just an amazing dude with incredible coral and just an all-round good guy. So he is now shipping orders across Australia, hence I've got my order here. This is actually my second order, and this one I'm really excited to share with you guys. While I'm acclimatizing the coral, I thought I'd show you guys quickly as well how I go about doing that, because you know people go through a lot of effort to pack your order, and the last thing you want is to really mess it up on this end once it's at your tank. So for this you're going to need a couple of different containers, one to house the coral and dip in, one to give it a rinse off, a dip of your choice. My choice here is the Coral RX dip. That seems to get everything off it without any issues. A really tech-savvy acclimation product called Airline, and a peg, just so you can slowly drip your water in. And then I like to have my Milwaukee salinity meter as well, just so I can quickly double check to make sure the salinity is correct on this end. And if it is a fair way off, then I do a longer acclimation period. Lam is in Minto, New South Wales, and I've met him a couple of times across the shows, and he legitimately always brings fire to any show that he goes to. And if you just check out his socials, check out his Facebook page, you'll see why he's got such awesome coral and why he's literally supplying half of Sydney at the moment. The only guy with a line at his store to get into. So we've got packed really well, so I've got 5 pieces here. He's actually packed inside the box as well, because he knows Melbourne is very cold at the moment. There's 3 heat packs, one on each side, and they are still slightly warm, which is pretty good. This was shipped yesterday and arrived today, so I think it's imperative if you are shipping coral or any livestock that heat pads are absolutely essential, especially if you're shipping down here to the dirty south. But the water temp can drop quite considerably. Now, these are a little bit warm, which is a good sign. Got 5 pieces here. So this is a pink gonny, and then we've got an awesome little gold hammer. We've got here a beautiful, gorgeous yellow rig. Bright yellow, that's gonna pop on the blues, and like Lam likes to say, it's gonna be hot. And then a beautiful A-can, and another gorgeous A-can too. So first things first, you do want to float your coral bags in the water just to bring them back up to temperature, or get them close to temperature of what your tank is. And this is a good opportunity just to give your coral a quick once over, just to see how they've gone in their travels. I am going to run around and turn off my skimmer. But I turn off my skimmer because obviously this is going to raise the water height in the tank, therefore the sump's going to get a little bit higher, and you don't want all that scum to just get back in your tank. So, oh, look at that rig, that's crazy. So it's a fantastic opportunity really to inspect your coral to make sure that they've gone through the shipping process really well, and there's no casualties that I can see of in there. And because I said the bag is pretty warm, I'm probably just going to float that for about 10 minutes just to bring it up to temp. So I'll run you through the process. Essentially dump the coral into here, and then get some tank water, double up your volumes, add some of this dip, give it a good swish around, and then some clean tank water into here, give the coral a wash off, and it goes into the tank. Now you can see the tank's pretty stacked at the moment. I've had quite a lot of orders from Frag Show coming through from Ben Thompson as well. Now Frag Show is an online frag show that I've been hosting just online through the FTRTV Facebook page, where you can purchase from different vendors across Australia some of the best coral at the best prices. So my next show is actually on June the 19th, which is Frag Show 4, June 19th at 8 PM. So head on over to the FTRTV Facebook page, click attending to the event, and I'll see you guys on June 19th at 8 p.m. Join the live stream, and all the details of how to participate are there, and you can even watch some of the previous frag shows as well, just to get an idea of how it all operates. So I'm going to leave this for about 5-10 minutes, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the whole process. These pieces are freaking crazy, man. Like, look at this rig here. Full yellow rig. This is my first rig as well, by the way, and what a first rig to have. This is incredible. Got a super, super bright pink gonny. I can't wait to see that one open up. And some awesome A-cans. And you guys know I love my A-cans. I got a couple of pieces here that I got from Frag Show, and I'm just going to continue adding. And I got this piece here, which is a big, I think I call it like an Iron Man A-can. A nice bright gold rim and red polyps as well, and then another gold hammer to add to my collection down the bottom here. And man, he's got some serious quality coral, and he's a super. He's the LPS king, right, out of the store. He's got the best selection of LPS that I've ever seen. And it makes sense as to why people line up, but he's packed really well. Double bagged, heaps of carbon inside as well to make sure that it's all good. But like I said, there's a great opportunity to inspect your coral, and obviously because this is delivered next day and the water's still warm, there's going to be no issues here. But man, blown away by this coral. This is insane, and I can't wait to get this in the tank. Alright, so we're going to get these guys out now and into the bucket. Actually, I've already got one in here. Double bagged, the way coral should be. But the worst part is trying to open this up quickly when you're excited to see a piece of coral too. So get it out there. Dispose of that. Keep repeating the process till I've got all the coral in here. Now it's always good when you're buying coral from someone else online or getting shipped to you to always double check what their water parameters are. And I've checked with Lam, and we are basically not far from each other. Although Lam likes to say that he uses an iodometer, which is just using his eyes to let the coral tell him what his water parameters are. That's up there with Yoshi and smelling his tank to know what's going on with his tank. So. Now before we start the acclimation process, like I said, I'm just going to double check the salinity of the water. Draw a little bit. I use my Milwaukee digital refractometer. Nice and easy. You don't have to look through a little hole. I never get that right. So we're sitting at 1.025, which is probably just a touch under my tank. I run at 1.026. But that won't matter too much, so just a bit longer of an acclimation process. So now we're just going to quickly set up our drip line. So, you can buy products that do the same job as this. You can use a bucket and just slowly put in water yourself, but I find airline with a tap or a little knot tied in the end of it like that so you can adjust the flow. Basically just get the siphon started. And then adjust that and just let it sit in there. So I've had the coral acclimate now. I'm going to give it a quick dip. Now Coral RX is 30 drops to 3.8 litres of water. This is about just over halfway. So I'll probably go about 40-45 drops. Got some fresh tank water here as well. So essentially it's going to get dipped. I'm going to shake it around in there. And then it goes into here just to wash the dip off. So now the dip's in there. I like to have this tool here, which is an Asian chopstick with a toothbrush on the other hand. Just lets me mix and swirl the water, make sure that dips mix through the water well. And the toothbrush on the other end just lets me brush off the base of the coral if I do see anything, or even just good practice to give it a quick scrub. So just leave that there for a minute or so, let the dip do its thing. Just swirl your coral around there, it's been in there for a couple of minutes. And if you see anything, just give it a little bit of a scrub, just in case there are any pests in there. But this really ensures you can get as much off the rock as you can. Try not to get the coral so you don't damage it. From there it goes into fresh tank water. A-cans are the same. Just got to be careful because I've got a lot of nooks and crannies here. Whether this does much at all, I think it does. So you've got to be careful of the flesh and the polyps so that you don't get them. And the more you swirl and shake them around, the more likely that you're going to be able to get your pests that are clinging on to come off. So these are looking mighty, mighty fine. Hammers, all good. Make sure there's no flatworms or anything on there. No eggs that you can't really see anyway, but that goes in there. And then the lucky last is this beautiful, gorgeous pink gonny. With a good brush. Have a quick look in the water. I can't really see anything in there that's crazy at all. Sometimes you see a couple of pods and stuff like that, but it's a good practice to get into just to dip all your coral. Now with my hammers and scollies, I love these Aquaforest frag plugs. They're big, big, chunky frag plugs. They come in, you know, very different depths. So for my hammers, I love putting them on this because it gives us a really secure footing in the tank, keeps them up and out of the sand, and stops the sand getting in there and irritating them. Ever since I've had my scollies on these and my hammers, I've noticed a huge improvement in the happiness of the coral, polyp extension, etc. So I highly recommend that you guys get these and put your LPS that you do sit in the sand onto them. And it's really, really simple. Just get some of this glue here, super glue, and while it's sitting in that water, just squeeze it on the plug in various spots. I mean, you can measure exactly where you need it if you want, but this hammer's pretty good. Just get it on there. This is the last of the tube, so I'd best be ducking out to Nature Aquariums and getting myself some more. Dip it in the water quickly, shake the excess water off, and then just find the best way this coral is going to sit on there. It's going to be pointing up, so that's touching on all the glue spots there. And what I do is before I put it into the tank, I just let it set in the water that is sitting in here. So I'll let the others go into the rack now, just while that one's setting its glue. So just bring our coral, and I'm going to place it all in this frag rack with my new purchases here. Beautiful, beautiful. This is insane. I'm going to have to take a photo of this afterwards. Sorry for my back, guys, but it's just a little makeshift frag rack that I've got just because I've got so many frags just come in and I don't know where exactly I want to put them. I can hammer set a little bit more. The gonny I'm going to keep away just over on the other side here where all my other gonnies are, but I don't want that extending its polyps and getting next to the A-cans. And hopefully this one is not quite set yet. I'm just going to lower it in and let it set in the tank. And go next to the other gold on the other side. That's beautiful. Clean up here. Glass quickly. So that is my order from Fisher Friends. If you guys haven't, be sure to check out his socials and drop into his store. And if you're interstate and you can't drop in, shoot him a message to his Facebook page and say FTRTV said you will give me a personal tour of your store and I get to select what I'd like to purchase from his tanks. I hope you guys learned a couple of things about how I acclimatize coral for the best of success without causing them too much stress, and obviously the dipping process as well, which is imperative when you're keeping coral. So be sure to join us on Friday, June the 19th at 8 PM on the FTRTV Facebook page for Frag Show 4. I've got some cracking vendors coming up, some beautiful, beautiful coral at some great prices. So you guys can snag a bargain over there. And if you learned a couple of things from this video, make sure you like, share, comment, and I highly recommend you subscribe because just behind the camera here is an 8x4 water box tank that hopefully I'm going to be able to install by the weekend. You don't want to miss that. Shout out to my brother Lam Doan at Fisher Friends, and my friends, until next time, peace. That's pretty good. Awesome coral. Like when I say awesome coral, like Lam has some ridiculous coral. And he's a really nice guy to talk to as well. Win-win. I gotta clean up, get rid of this water, hopefully my kids don't wait, and take some photos of this coral before I go to bed. My wife loves me a lot because she lets me do this nearly every day. Just talk to a camera, spend time with my tank, and I'm a lucky dude. If you're watching this, honey, thank you. See ya.